Hello everyone, and a special hello to Chrisdotcalm. I wanted to make this video as a response to his contest entry regarding information about coins. Now, I know that he's being very generous with the prizes, so again, I wanted to thank you for holding this contest. I know a lot of people wouldn't give out the coins that you were offering. But for this video, I actually honestly wanted to do it regarding another subject related to coins, but I actually don't own the coins that I wanted to talk about. So instead of boring everyone and talking about, imaginary coins I don't own, I wanted to make a video with coins I do own. So hopefully you guys like it. Today I'm going to talk about coin weights and their silver content. Here in this shot we have 10 dimes, or $1 face value of dimes, which each dime weighing 2.5 grams of 90% silver, and each dime weighs 0.07234 ounces pure silver. And next to that we have 4 quarters, also $1 face value, and each one weighs 6.25 grams of 90% silver, or each one weighs 0.18084 ounces pure. And above that here we have 2 half dollars, which are also $1 face value, and they each weigh 12.5 grams of 90% silver, or 0.36169 ounces pure. Now, next to that here we have a Morgan silver dollar. Now, we would naturally think that this dollar is going to weigh 25 grams, or 0.7234 ounces pure, just because of all the previous coins, the 10 dimes, the 4 quarters, and 2 half dollars each weigh the same amount. But in reality, this silver dollar actually holds more silver, because I guess what happened back in the 1850s was, California had its gold rush, and they found a lot of gold, out west. And so what that caused was the price of gold to drop against the price of silver, which would mean, that the ratio got smaller between gold and silver. So what I'm guessing people were doing were either trading their gold coins for silver coins because they were worth more than their face value, or just outright melting their silver coins and selling the bullion, just because, it's like today the coins are worth way more than their silver value. But I guess they still did that back in the day. So what happened was that in 1853 they had introduced a Mint Act. It's called the Mint Act of 1853, to reduce the weight of the coins in silver. I guess there had been a lot of argument, in Congress, because they thought that, well, first they wanted to debase the coins. So it's kind of like today, the dollar, our dollars are made out of paper and they're essentially worthless. But as they keep printing out more money, it becomes even more worthless. I guess it was the same thing back then, except with silver coins. The way to ruin silver coinage would be to debase them, basically make them, less pure in silver and more alloy added in. So there was a lot of argument and a lot of disagreement, because they thought that it was, plain robbery what they were doing if they were to debase the coins. So what they did instead was they got the dimes, the quarters, and the halves to be reduced in weight. And the only coin that was not reduced in weight was the silver dollar. I guess because, they didn't want people to think that the dollar was, not a good currency, or they didn't want them to think that they were debasing their currencies just like other countries were doing. So I guess they were, setting a standard for the silver dollar. So that's why they had, I guess, coins were larger, just by a little bit. I believe it was 6% reduced in size. So, for example, here I have a, this is the oldest coin that I own. It's an 1827 bust half, and I got it really cheap a long time ago just because it has it had a hole that somebody plugged in long ago. So basically, this was a silver $half before they reduced the size. Now let me show you. I have here a worn out Walking Liberty, and if I put it on top of this $half, you can actually see. Let me see. There you go. You can see it's very, it's marginally bigger. So the coins weren't reduced by that much weight, 5 or 6%. But you know what? It actually helped out because what was happening, like I said, that people were melting their coinage. So I'm guessing in trade and commerce, they didn't have enough change, in circulation. So by reducing the size of the $half, quarters, and dimes, they actually were able to put out change again, for commerce and trade. And now the silver dollar, like I mentioned, has more silver than all these other coins, but there's actually another way to put $1 of face value in silver coins that would actually contain more silver than this silver dollar. And what we have here are silver nickels from World War II. In World War II, like we know, the United States needed copper for the shell casings and copper wiring, for planes, tanks, and such other military equipment. So instead of, this is 1944, but in 1942 was the last year before they introduced, the 1-year steel cent. And basically that allowed the government to use the copper instead of making money to, make shell casings and copper wiring and stuff. And, so they had more copper for the war effort. And then the next year, 1944, they came back to copper pennies. So what they did back then also was they also needed nickel as for a critical war material that they needed. And so what they did was they made these they made these silver nickels, and they are 35% silver. They are 56% copper, and then the last 9% is manganese. And you can find these silver nickels still in circulation just by seeing the large mint mark over the Monticello in the back. So 20 of these nickels actually have more silver than a silver Morgan or any other silver dollar, which has even more silver than, $half, quarters, and dimes. So took these 20 nickels to make $1 face value, but they actually contain 1.1253 ounces of pure silver. So that's, even more silver than a Morgan dollar. And even though these coins, are a little unpopular just because they have 35% silver, I guess, people would rather prefer, a large chunk of pure silver than having these small coins with, less purity in silver. But regardless, these coins do add up to $1 face value, and they do contain more silver than a Morgan, 2 halves, 4 quarters, or 10 dimes. So I hope you guys like this video, and thanks again to Chris for holding this contest. Alright, I'll catch you guys later.